Hello and welcome back to our last video for projects without products. In this last video I want to show you something that is important between duty and non-duty events. There's a difference between duty and non-duty. You must somehow tell the system that the non-duty events should not be considered for the calculation of work rules. It makes a big difference if you have a project work or meeting activity, which obviously is counted as working time, whereas sick leave, vacation, or off days are not considered as working time. And before the system is able to make this calculation, you must tell the system which events are duty and which events are non-duty. And this is what I want to show you, and we do that of course with some properties. I will move this a little bit up because that allows you to see that better now. We want to tell the system that everything under this non-duty node, so sick leave, vacation, off days in this example, should be considered as non-duty. Okay, so let's go to the properties, we select event properties, and here we create a new property, and we can call it, for example, non-duty. Important is that this is marked is of type yes/no. It's a yes/no property, and after you click apply, you must mark this property as a preference used to define an event as absence. This is that tells the system that this property now is the property that flags an event as duty or non-duty. Of course, we have to activate it still. Here's the non-duty. Non-duty is here selected. We activate it. And you can say by default, we give it the value yes. And now that's all. If you do this, now every event in the system that is of sick leave, vacation, by default has this value, the non-duty value. I can show you that. For example, we go in here like this. We select the right category. Now in this example, projects without human, non-duty. For example, an off day. Next. And you can see that the non-duty is set to yes, because that's what we did by default. And if it is set to yes, now in this case, this event would not be considered as duty. It would not be taken into consideration for the computation of work rules. Well, now you might ask yourself, what about all the other categories, events in the other categories where this property has not been defined, because we only define it now for the non-duty part of this tree. To understand this, you have to know that the system by default takes every event as a duty event which has not such a property. So by default, every event is a duty event. That means that you only have to mark the non-duty events as non-duty events, and this is actually what we did. That is what you have to understand when you set up the system. I hope that helps you a bit.